I would like to address is when we talk about spiritual spouse, what does it mean? If somebody says, I have a spiritual spouse, or a spirit husband, or a spirit wife, or when we talk about spiritual marriage, what is it all about? Recently, somebody inboxed me on Facebook and said, my friend had a dream, and in the dream, she was having a wedding. She was getting ready for wedding, and then something happened, and the dress was taken away, and some other things happened. So when she narrated the dream, I responded back by saying that for you to have a dream about wedding, it means that there is the enemy is attacking, because for some reason the wedding had to come to it was terminated. The wedding was cancelled because some things developed when they were preparing for the wedding, and so it didn't come on. And the friend woke up from the dream. And the first thing is for her to even find herself getting ready for wedding. Even though it looks good in the physical, but spiritually, when you are getting ready for a wedding and you see yourself always having a wedding and all those things, it's not good. Spiritually, it's not good, because in the things of the spirit, whatever you find yourself doing in the spirit does not translate in the physical. So some people, the reason why they don't have money, because they are saving money spiritually. So when you save money spiritually, you don't have money in the physical. When you buy a car spiritually, usually you don't buy a car in the physical. So when you get yourself married in the spirit, you don't get married in the physical. And so if you don't understand these dynamics and you intellectualize everything, you miss it, and you never know why you are not breaking through in the area of your marriage. So I said to her that getting married in the dream, and also the marriage being cancelled in the dream, is an attack on her marriage. There's an attack on her marital destiny. And I also told her that there's a possibility that there's a spiritual spouse involved. But the word I used, spiritual spouse, thinking that she understood what spiritual marriage is. And she said that the dream she had was about real people, not spirits. It's about real people. Then I knew that, wow, she didn't even know what I was talking about. So when we talk about spiritual marriage, what does it mean? In this dream, because she felt she was seen real people, how could I tell her that she has a spiritual spouse? Because she was dealing with real people. She could see, this was my fiancé, this was my mom, this was my... So if she's seeing real people, how can I tell her that you have a spirit husband or spiritual something? So when we talk about, and today all our discussion will be in the context of marriage, because the spiritual marriage or the marine kingdom is too vast, and we can't talk about the whole thing tonight, because there are the influences and the impact of spirit husbands and wives on people who are single, getting ready for marriage, their influence on you. And then we have those also who are married, the impact and the influence on them. So today we are just focusing on those who are married. What are some of the things this spirit spouse or spirit husband or wife can do to attack their marriage? And so that's what we'll be addressing tonight. And then I'll give you the opportunity to call in to share your unique individual experiences about these spirits, and also any advice we can learn from each other as to how to better deal with this spirits, because I believe they are contributing to a large proportion or percentage of divorce and separation now. Today, if you go listen to people, you realize that many times there is these spirits who are behind the scenes destroying the marriages, but people do not know about it. Okay, so now the question again, what is a spirit husband or a spirit wife or spiritual marriage? When we talk about a spirit husband or spirit wife, in the English version, you see these names like Incubus and Succubus, Incubus and Succubus. And when we talk about Incubus are male demonic demonic spirits that sexually make advancement on women. So if you're a woman and you dream and you see a spirit that always comes in to violate you, to have sex with you, to rape you in your dream, it is called Incubus. It is a male sexual demon that attacks women, especially in the night through your dreams. That is Incubus, the spirit husband. Then we also have the Succubus, a female demon spirit that also attacks men in their dreams when they sleep to have sex with them. Those are the spirit husband and the spirit wife. And then the next question, but that is the major part. These spirits, they are from the marine kingdom, from the sea, the city under the sea. They are from the queen of the coast who releases this spirit, lustful, sexual spirit in. And their major influence is to attack people and marry them. They marry you, they just see you and then like you and then marry you without your consent. The only time you realize that you are married to them is when you begin to have experiences in your dream. Then you realize that I've been married to a spirit. And simple things, today we are not dealing with that, but simple things like when people go to places where there are fountains and you realize that people are throwing coins into the water. It is a way you are telling some of these marine spirits that, hey, I'm giving you money, I love you. And then they can make advances to you. This is one even aspect of how somebody got that spirit. He was just passing by and just draw a coin into a river because it was their custom that when you see any river, we have a river god, you just have to show some respect, and so you drop a coin. So the person, every time he sees a river or a lake or anything, a water body, he will just drop a coin. And then the spirit manifested in the physical as a human being and came to him. And he didn't know. And he was thinking of going to marry this person until later on this person manifested itself as that marine demon. And he says that because every time you've been giving me money, and so I've come that you may marry me. And that's when he realized that, wow, I made a covenant with this spirit just by dropping coins in the water. So, and that later on, the day we'll get time, we'll talk about the many ways people get these spirits. But today, we are focusing on you already have it, you are in marriages, what is it doing to you? So this is, we have the Incubus, the male demon that affects women, the Succubus, the female demon that attacks men and have sex with them. Majority of these attacks are experienced by women because from Genesis, the Bible makes us understand that angels left their state and came down with the purpose of coming to marry women because they were attracted by women. So because of the way God has created you ladies, these spirits are attracted to you. And the more the way you live your life will also open up the door for them to come in. The fact that you're a Christian doesn't mean they will just come in and marry you or no. But there are some things that people do that opens up for this spirit to keep on loving them, especially when you dress ways which exposes part of your body. You with your attention, your agenda is I'm dressing to kill or I'm dressing to get an attention. That men will notice that I have some nice body, some nice. You are dressing to get attention. Not only are you going to get an attention from people, human beings, men, but you're also going to get attention from spirits who are also very, very interested in you, more than even the physical men you are trying to attract. And then you realize that you will get more than you bargain for. You will get a man who loves you plus another spirit who is also interested. And then the two of them become rivalry when you marry. And that's where all the problems begin. So a word of caution is, women, you're dressing. Very, very key. Here, I'm going to be talking very plain. And here, I'm going to talk the truth. And that's what I'm saying. Not here, you will not get some of these things in the churches because people will cover up. But here, we are dealing with the real deal. We want to get people saved, people delivered. We want to let people be wise and know the ways of the devil so that you flee away. If you knew the way this world is, if God opens your understanding to understand the spiritual dimension of this world, you'll be very, very careful. You will not live your life anyhow. Because whatever we do, if we don't do the right things, we are allowing other things to take control over our lives. So please, here, that's why we talk about sensitive issues. We go to the deep roots, and because we want to make sure people get help, and especially those of you coming up, getting ready, you don't fall into these traps. So in the past, we've always known, remember, always known that spirit husband, spirit wife is marine demons, Incubus, Succubus, but that's not all. There's an exception, and I want people to know that witches and satanic agents like priests and priestess, fetish priests, dwarf spirits, and human beings who are into occult can marry people, and then live spiritually and block them from getting married. Majority is the marine kingdom, but apart from that, one lady called in one time, and she had a question that she was 23 years. She was 23 years, and one time her grandmother became very sick, and she had to attend to the grandmother. And when she went to the grandmother was crying and said, "Daughter, my granddaughter, I have to apologize to you. I'm very sorry for what I've done to you." And he said, "Grandma, what have you done to me?" And he said that at the age of 2 years, when you were born and you were 2 years, I married you. I married you in the spirit. I married you. And because of that, nobody was going to ever marry you. And that's why you're having problem with your menstrual cycle and everything. You don't understand why men doesn't look at you and all those things. I married you in the spirit because the grandmother was into witchcraft. So when this girl was born, this woman married her own granddaughter. So I just want people to know that when we talk about spiritual marriages, it is not just the marine. Somebody who is into witchcraft or into occult, who takes liking in you, can marry you and be projecting themselves into you in dreams, to the point of your grandmother, your grandfather, or anybody around you who is into occult can just do that. So that I wanted people to know. And we have the dwarf spirit, and also the people who go to fetish priest, witch doctor, voodoo priestess, and all those psychics. If they are male and they like you and you came in to visit them, after they have helped you with whatever you went in for, they can say, "I like this lady." And then they can begin to project themselves on you to come in the middle of the night to molest you. So please take note of these things, that there are exceptions where other forces are able to marry people, to the point of your own family members who are into occult or into witchcraft can marry you. That's why sometimes some mothers cannot give up on their children, because probably they are married to them in the spirit, or a sister will not release his brother to be married. They are married to him, and once they marry to that brother or sister or family relation, it's like a vow. I will not let any other person marry you. I just want you.
Join us in part 2 as we continue talking about spiritual marriage influence, or spirit husband, spirit wife influence in marriage. These are 2 books you can get to help you and to help you get deliverance. The first one is Freedom from Generational Curse and Strongholds. It will help you break yourself free from demonic covenant and covenant that brought in the spirit. And then Consuming Fire for Fire will help you how to pray against this spirit. You can get them on our website, www.freshfireprayer.com, www.freshfireprayer.com. Get these 2 materials and it will help you. Join us every Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, Friday, 11 p.m. Eastern Time for deliverance prayers. The number to call is 559-726-1200, 559-726-1200, and the extension number is 950014 £. God bless you. Join us in part 2.